Hey everyone, welcome back to Morning Mug. Today I want to talk about minimalism and specifically as a lifestyle. So, when you think of minimalism, you could easily think of an office space in a building. It's pretty minimalistic, has the bare bone essentials to really represent what it's being done there as far as work and, corporate and all that. So you get the idea without needing too much to really understand what's going on. And that's the sort of lifestyle that I would recommend for a lot of people, to incorporate that as much people as possible because it's much more simpler to live. Again, not needing too much, not taking a whole lot of space with wherever you may live or wherever you may go, because sometimes having more things doesn't equal more happiness. It can just mean, yeah, you have a lot of clutter or things that some may have very special value, but other things can also create frustration at times. Like, just imagine having too much of any item, whether it's clothes, colognes, shoes, like you may eventually ask yourself, like, how much do you really need? And if you already have gotten to that point, sometimes I honestly really do think it's better to not spend any more on those things until something is actually needed. Like, something is justifiably needed to be spent on, because that way you're not just racking up a collection of stuff that you may not even have space for. And of course, if you're not going to use all the stuff that you buy, that should also feel stressful in a way too, because it's like, there's no way you're going to wear 10 different outfits or 15 different outfits all the time, or like having a specific sort of shoe that could be dressing shoes, and maybe you don't even dress up that much. So it's just that sort of thing. It's good to always get the value out of your money, spend with intention, not just to spend because you can. And that's part of being minimalistic. It's like living below your means, being very intentional with the money you have, using the 50-30-20 rule. In my opinion, the 30% should be saving instead of spending. The 20% should be spending, because if you really think about it, 20% is a very small margin of if 20% is a very small margin of saving money. And also, like, you're starting to save and all of that. I really highly encourage to save more than what you may feel comfortable with right now, because I can assure you that that money is going to feel a lot better for things that can be an emergency, something unplanned. And it does build character overall, because it's more of like the responsible thing to do. And it's not going to ever come easily. I think it's worse to be in a situation where you spend more money than you make, or are in debt, or in crippling debt for that matter, and having no financial freedom, just having money only to spend on debts. That's not a fun way to live. That's not an exciting way to live. I would highly recommend creating a budget, finding friends who are in the accounting world, and being able to create a spreadsheet, like using Microsoft Excel, of course, and creating a spreadsheet of like income and mandatory expenditures and things that are important to you to spend money on. That part where it's like stuff you want, things like that. And I think that definitely will help. I've had that done for me, and it's definitely helped me a lot to understand where my money's going, and also checking bank statements. No matter who you are, what age you are, no matter the age, as soon as you open a bank account, it's always important to check bank statements, because you always want to make sure that you're not being scammed or someone's doing fraudulent stuff with your money. It's always good to keep track, because then you could lose money potentially and you'll never know. And even if you're not making the money that you want to see in your bank right now, it doesn't mean you can't. It just might take more time, but that's not a bad thing. It's better to be more comfortable seeing bank statements than it is to not look at it because of embarrassment or whatever it is. Everyone starts somewhere. Not everyone starts with thousands of dollars. Like, we all have to start somewhere, and just becoming more comfortable around money is a big deal, because then we can always make more. And that's a good thing to know. Like, there can always be a chance to make more money. It just depends on what we do to get more money, and of course doing it the right way. So that's really what minimalism is for me. And also just being organized, not buying a lot of stuff to take up space in the house or wherever you live, even in the bedroom. Like, it's always good to just have what you really need. If you are a collector, it's good to have a designated space for that and try not to exceed it, because then people end up needing to get storage rooms at some point, and that is more money. You can justify having the space and not breaking the bank, not being in debt, not being in a place where you can't make the money that's required to have items that are gonna require maintenance and a lot of space. So definitely something to think about, and just highly encouraging today's message of minimalism. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe. Highly appreciate the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.